All right. It is Starlog date 21 June 2165. The Aurora is currently assigned to explore and chart the Delta Sculptoris sector. And as part of that, you have detected an unusual cluster of 7 suns. This is a stellar cluster where you've got multiple suns very, very unusually close together. Electromagnetic radiation signatures have been detected in the cluster that might indicate broadcast communications technology. So the captain has ordered that the ship take a closer look, and you are currently proceeding in that direction at warp speed when our session opens. The captain is currently in his ready room. And everyone else is at their various stations.
Or place where I stand on the bridge.
Right, being the doctor.
Yep.
When suddenly the ship is roughly jolted out of warp and into regular space. Everybody give me a fitness security difficulty 1. It's up to you, Kreutzwald.
Okay, I'm just trying to. I'm assuming then.
You need to roll 2 dice, Kreutzwald.
Oh. That would explain why that didn't work.
Survival
basic
for
rolls are-
focus.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Survival for focus.
Yes. Okay. There's 2 momentum total gained. Olos, you didn't roll something.
My bad.
Wonky with the sheet.
Roll challenge die. It's the first icon, not the second.
Yeah. I'm still getting my bearings. My brother's sure screaming upstairs about something.
Fair. Sorry to hear about her.
Yeah,
her
she's all right. She's all right.
That's good.
Being in the hospital for a week, and it would be kind of short-tempered when they get out.
Right. Captain Vogel, you're currently in your ready room as your ship is making its way to the solar cluster you detected when it was brutally jerked out of warp into subspace. Roll fitness security difficulty 1.
Fitness security diff 1.
Right. Okay. Osborne spending 1 momentum for an extra die, I'm assuming. Okay, so it looks like there's 2 gained there.
I'll go ahead and use a momentum, try to get some more.
Okay.
Or, I need it.
Okay, you're going to quash that one? Right now, there is already 1 complication on the board.
Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, I think that is everyone. All right. Who didn't make it? Olos was the only one who didn't ultimately make it. So, Olos, you are hurled into and over your console as the ship automatically does an emergency exit from warp speed. And you take 4 stress.
Ow.
Ow.
Doctor, you managed to grab the rail behind the captain's chair and prevent yourself from flying over the bridge. However, because of the complication, do you usually carry a med kit when you're on the bridge? Doc?
He said he'd be right back.
Oh, he's BRB'd. I see now. Sorry, it's slightly hidden behind my screen. Well, he's carrying a med kit now. Unfortunately, as he's flung forward, he manages to stop himself, but his med kit is not secured, and it flies across the bridge.
I wonder if it hits somebody in the face.
Let's try this again.
Yeah, it flies off and smashes into Lieutenant Commander Kreutzwald.
What was that for? For Christ's sake, the ship's already screaming at me about having to get pulled out of warp. And now you hit me in the face for bloody medkit.
Yep, and you get smacked in the face with for 4 stress. Okay, so the ship has automatically come out of warp for an emergency. For some reason, the ship automatically dropped out of warp with an emergency safety fail-safe. So what are you guys doing?
So the captain's gonna rush onto the bridge.
Well, Captain, the ship appears to have gotten pulled out of warp. By that, I am not 100% sure. I'm currently reducing the ship down to about 25% impulse to try to hide our signature if something might be watching.
Oh no, when it came out of warp, it came to a dead stop.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a full emergency stop that was kind of automatically. What the alarm you heard was the collision avoidance alarm.
Let's get a full damage report and see what the hell happened.
I want to get myself back to the console off the floor,
Right.
and I probably.
Merrick, give me Insight Command difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's communications engineering for a damage report.
Who?
Merrick, the communications officer. All right, so 1 momentum gained.
The ship? Or
Yeah.
whoever rolls the ship.
Ship is communications engineering, whoever wants to grab it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Sure. Oh, never mind. Sounds like someone else. Noise.
So another momentum gained.
Captain, appears that we're getting reports of minor injuries on all decks, some broken bones, but nothing too serious from what appears to be.
And
No damage reported to the ship.
No damage reported, Captain.
Commander Kratzwald,
yes.
what are the sensors showing?
All right.
Okay, this one.
Sensors, you're going to give me control science, difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's sensor science.
And sensors. Semi-man.
Okay, so 1 momentum gained.
Yep.
Let me shoot you something.
I miss advanced sensors.
Yeah. Captain, the sensors are indicating that there is a rogue planetoid within our path at a distance of around 1,060 miles. I am not sure how the hell it got there, but I think that is why the ship decided to pop out of warp.
To be clarified, the planetoid's diameter is...
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought there was a distance from the ship.
No, diameter.
Oh. Should I rephrase it, or...
No, it's fine.
Ah.
I see the ship's safeties are in working order.
I
A
would have
little
preferred-
too well.
I would have preferred if I didn't have to activate in the first place, but at least for all here to still complain about it.
As long as you don't break my ship.
Why would I want to?
How rare is it to encounter a rogue planetoid in deep space?
All right, Kurtzwald, you'll need to make a decision at this point whether your character, as exo and science officer, without the dual role talent, you have to pick one or the other of the role's powers. Science officer gets, I believe, a free extra question, whereas the exo, off the top of my head, somebody know what it does?
It does it. You can spend 3 momentum, and someone else gets a point of determination.
Right.
The positive that it has over the captain's thing is that the captain doesn't, unlike the captain, the exo doesn't have to spend their own determination to make it happen.
Right. And you're making this decision. This is how your character is going to proceed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with science first.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to make the captain's question your free question, you can, or you can spend momentum for that answer.
Yeah, I'll make the captain's question the free question.
Okay.
If I took walking encyclopedia, I might not even have to do that.
All right, typing you something now. Sorry for the misspellings.
It's alright. It is incredibly rare to run into rogue planetoids, especially because the temperature of such bodies is pretty much the same as the background radiation. So, in this case, it is most likely blind luck, or in this case, the opposite of that we ran into it.
Well, what do you think, Commander? Is it worth a closer look?
Do you want to do a more detailed scan of the planetoid?
We might as well, since we're currently parked in what I'd assume to be its orbit.
Well, you're not quite at its orbit. You're kind of at a dead halt relative to things.
So the orders would be for Ensign, put us in orbit of the planet. Commander, go ahead and get your scans.
All right, so science scans. Control science difficulty 2, assisted by ship's sensor science. Helm officer is going to be control con, difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's engines con. Whoever wants to grab daily.
Alright, I'll roll for its sensors. You said complication range 2?
No, the difficulty 2, complication range still 1. And you do have 3 momentum on the board.
Let's see, control science.
All right, so you gain a momentum. I will send you that information while you guys are making Daly's roll.
I'll roll for Dave. Control con.
Control con assisted by engines con.
Oh God. Go ahead and take a threat. I'll turn on her.
Okay.
It begins.
Jesus.
She has a 16 in this.
Yeah.
All right.
Much better.
Oh, can someone roll me engines con from the ship?
Sure. Engines con.
I'm guessing I should wait till we pull into orbit to relay the information, since that's probably when I get it.
I think we just hit it. And I think we have a float.
Let's see.
Oh wait, nope. We have 6. Never mind.
Okay.
Forgot the added difficulty.
And I sent you something daily. As you move the ship into orbit, you notice that for sure.
The planetoid is around 0.75 light. Wait, somebody sent me something.
No. Read what you need to read first. It's not important.
Okay, give me a hot second. The planetoid is around 0.75 light years away from the stellar cluster, so the suns are starting to make the surface thaw out. The surface appears to be covered in various ices ranging from about 15 to 25 kilometers in depth. This ice is the planetoid's frozen atmosphere for the most part, which includes oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and argon, those various other trace elements that are common in ice. So theoretically, once it thawed, it could be a relatively habitable planet. Well, with a few atmosphere purifiers anyways.
So do you want me to roleplay with myself, GM.
Fair enough. So as Daly's moving the ship into orbit, Captain, the planetoid has a velocity of approximately 1/8 impulse, or 0.125 light speed.
So it's still moving.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and keep up with it, Ensign.
Not
Commander.
a problem, sir.
See if you can figure out where this planet came from. You should be able to trace its course back to potentially a point of origin.
I could do that by backtracking its current ballistic trajectory, but the exact precision of that I am not 100% sure of.
Do what you can, Commander.
Roger that, Captain.
Okay, so this is going to be
Ooh, this would technically this would follow.
this is going to be Reason Con difficulty 4.
School 4, but because I have physics, technically that would apply here. I think.
Yeah. I'll let physics apply.
I mean, the way I was wording how I was going about doing that was effectively backtracking its trajectory, so I'm
Right.
saying.
Nice.
Well
Now,
then.
did you spend momentum for those extra dice, or how did you
Nope.
get the 2 extra
I
dice?
tasked. Oh shit.
You have,
Was I
you have
supposed to
to pay
adjust the
for other
complication?
die.
Was I supposed to adjust the complication range or the?
Um,
Okay, yeah, that was stupid.
No, dude, you're fine. When
Yeah.
you're wanting to roll extra dice, you have to either buy them with threat, which is kind of
I
the GM's momentum, or you can use momentum. You have 6 momentum on the board, so you can definitely afford to do that roll.
I did not mean to do that. I thought.
Oh, you're
I-
fine. You're
It's fine.
perfectly fine. No worries.
Yep. Just remember for going forward that the base roll is 2 for task roll.
2 dice, yeah.
Okay.
So, do you want to spend 3 momentum to keep that roll, or because I'll let you?
Reroll it.
What?
Okay, what's the complication range we're using?
Well, I mean, no, it's fine to spend the momentum. The momentum is a group pool.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Let's use it then.
Okay, so that's 3 momentum spent. However, you gained 1 on that, so you're up to
Technically,
be
only
at 4.
spent 2.
No, it's 1 for the first die, 2 for the second die, 3 for the fourth die.
Yeah, the
Above
cost.
the 2 you get, yeah.
Yeah, the cost increases for each die you buy.
Over 2, yeah. You always get 2, but so very good. What were you scanning for exactly?
I was looking for where the planet might have come from. That's
Okay.
the captain's orders.
Right. Typing you something now.
Drennan, you might want to work on your microphone.
Oh, am I getting am I coming through a lot? Yeah.
Yeah, and also it's really staticky. Just wanted to let you know.
Hang on. Let me turn it. There we go. That might help.
The planetoid's origin appears to be on the extreme tip of the Orion arm of the galaxy, way out on the spinward edge. The exact point of origin I cannot trace, but there is a star in that area that went supernova approximately 10 million years ago.
About how far?
But how far to what, Captain?
To that point.
It's there. You guys just said it is way over on the Orion arm of the galaxy, which is quite a distance. It's around like 1,000. It's around. Where exactly did you send me, Ensley?
I haven't. Sorry, I didn't put that down. Thousands, tens of thousands
It
of light
is
years away.
tens of thousands of light years, Captain. So the planet has gone a very long way.
So it's a little too far for a detour then.
That is an understatement. To be frank, it should have hit something before it got here.
Is there any unusual readings coming from the planet?
Nothing that the scans are currently detecting.
Well, Commander, go ahead and finish up gathering all the related scans you need, and then we'll continue back on our mission, on our survey mission of the Delta Sculptorius sector.
From the planetoid that you ran into, or the systems ahead, Merrick? Just to be sure.
The planet ahead, the one that we've been scanning.
Okay. Give me control engineering. I'm going to make this opposed.
Subspace communications? Or xenolinguistics?
No, not in this case, I'm afraid.
I'm gonna spend my determination on curiosity gets the better of me.
I'll definitely take that. Roll. No, never mind. Yeah, well, go ahead.
Take a threat for one threat and I'm spending a momentum.
Okay.
Does the ship assist at all?
Yeah, let's do sensors science is kind of what you're doing here, or sensors engineering rather.
Okay, I'll roll it. Man, I shouldn't be rolling for the ship, should I?
So I'm looking at 5, I think, Prax.
Yep.
Since I am connected to the ship, I could re-roll the ship's die.
That's the thing that you have to be the one rolling.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry, I miswrote it.
Spend some threat for this roll.
However, that is a thing to note for the future.
Yeah. Since I also have pretty damn good engineering and science, so...
Okay, so it looks like you're going to gain 3 momentum, so back up to being capped out.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of surprised. Is everybody still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sorry, I was typing stuff for Prax.
This is what happens when he has to type out messages. It gets very quiet.
Yeah, I'm sort of used to. I'm used to that sort of thing from other GMs I've had. It's just not for this long.
It's because
Usually,
this GM
usually
is not a
something else is happening in the background, so we kind of
Yeah.
fill the void with noise.
Yep. And this GM is not a touch typist, unfortunately. Did you get the message, Prax?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if there's a question on that.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to be doing while
I'm in sick bay, so just
Right.
treating anybody that got hurt.
Yeah, I'm not going to have you roll for that. It's,
Yeah.
you know.
That's minor injuries
I was
anyway,
gonna say,
so
I mean-
nothing
Yeah.
all that impressive.
Right.
Like my first day.
This time the captain didn't do it.
Being in orbit and, as far as relatively speaking, at a standstill, assuming we're in geosynchronous, are we?
No, we're
Yeah,
moving
I
from
mean,
the planet
you're
away.
in a standard orbit, and just all planets are always moving. So yeah, you can,
I know, I was just going to say, depending on whether or not we are geostationary relative to the planet.
We're relatively stationary.
Yeah, I was going to say probably would just be then keeping an eye out on the sensors to see if the ship's coming by, because we'd effectively be invisible. Well, at least a pain in the arse to see.
well, you'd be more visible than the planet, honestly, because the ship is, it's all you've got your running lights, you've got, various emissions that.
We aren't exactly trying to do silent work.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, we have a sensor footprint.
Yeah, pretty damn big one, probably. They're not quite nuclear-powered lighthouse levels, at least hopefully.
Could
Still
you,
be long before the planet.
Prax? Could you clarify just a little bit what you're asking there?
Well, yes, some way you're describing this, that
Mm-hmm.
for at least in terms for the low level interference. Certain planets give off different tones.
Okay.
Essentially, kind of what I'm asking here.
Right.
And usually they kind of have the same, I guess, sound, or at least similar sounds.
I think I get what you're saying. I think a good way to put it might be most planets usually give off a similar amount of radiation. Is there something outside the outside of the relative galactic norm coming off of this one? Or something like
There
that.
you go. Again, pardon the typos.
As long as they're not super egregious, I don't think anybody would really care.
Oh, mine are always super egregious.
I can still understand what you're saying, so no.
Captain, it's nothing alarming, but I mean, there's a very low level background fuzz of interference around the planet. I believe it's natural, but it could also be from different energy sources that could cause it, but it's within the typical range of this planet.
Any guesses on what it could be if it's not natural?
Ship might be in the cards for one, if its power generation is still online. Perhaps a signal bouncing on and off the atmosphere or something could easily be possible.
I can answer that for a momentum. And okay. Typing up.
Man, a lot of typing.
Well, the thing is, you can never tell exactly where players are going to go. So, you know,
Yep.
a lot of times with you guys, the stuff I have ready to copy paste is not the stuff you asked. So, but you're asking good stuff that, you know, it is what it is.
Best idea for me.
Fine, we're fleshing out the world more than you thought we would.
Don't worry. When it picks up, when it picks up, it really picks up.
God, now I have to worry about boring my players. Great.
Well, if they thought your game was boring, would they still be sticking around?
That's the point. Okay, there you go. Merrick, I need to start calling people by their game names.
Well, to answer your question, Commander and Captain, it would seem like if anything would emit this sort of interference, would have to be extremely large or very well shielded power source, or something smaller that's being widely diffused somehow.
Would a starship around our size or bigger be able to produce a similar amount of radiation? Or yeah,
Another momentum.
shall we? Hang on.
And I'll give this to the science officer since that's who's kind of asking this one. There you go.
It would take some It probably would take some engineering trickery, but it would be possible for a starship to emit this kind of signal.
Commander, Lieutenant Merrick, get to work on triangulating the source of this radiation. If it's natural, good. Categorize it, and we'll let the science teams back on Earth handle it. But if it's not natural, let's figure out who it comes from. They might require assistance.
I would recommend a high polar orbit over the planet as we attempt to triangulate the signal, which would give us the widest coverage in the least amount of time.
Daily tap some buttons. Polar orbit laid in, waiting your command, Captain. Engage. Okay, so Daily very quickly adjusts the orbit to a polar orbit, and I think the captain ordered Kreutzwald and Merrick to do this, or was it Kreutzwald and Olos?
Kreutzwald was included in that. I think maybe Olos, if he is the usual comms officer.
No.
Eric's the comm officer.
Exo and Merrick. Okay. All right. So you guys are trying to see if you can determine if this is natural or artificially generated, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let's make this an extended task. We will do... This is going to be... Control plus science assisted by
The ship sensors.
sensors, science. Oh, hold on a second. I haven't given you the task yet. Control science assisted by sensor science. It could also be control engineering assisted by sensors engineering. So whichever one of you has the best can lead, the other can assist with the relevant score. This is going to be difficulty 5, magnitude 5, work of 25, resistance of 2. So for an extended task, the way this works, this is not under any particular time constraint. Your first roll is a difficulty 5. Then you'll roll it with an assist. You'll add that together when the ship's assist. If you make it, then the lead roller, the person leading the investigation, will roll a certain number of challenge die depending on their stats. You will need to get 5 work to achieve a breakthrough, in which case you reduce the work to 20. Like, for example, if you got 5 work done, you'd reduce the work to 20, the magnitude to 4, and the difficulty to 4 for your next roll. So the further you progress, the easier theoretically it goes, unless I start messing with you with threat. Keep in mind that resistance works. So if you just rolled 5 work, with 2 resistance, you would actually only be doing 3 work, because think of it as armor. You can spend momentum in various ways to get more work, to reroll dice, and to eliminate resistance as you go along. So the first roll is going to be control plus science or engineering, difficulty 5, assisted by the ship's sensor science or engineering.
Have you set it to difficulty 5?
There's no increased comp. There's just difficulty. You have to roll. You have to get 5 successes.
Now, so you're going to have
pass that.
Yeah, you're going to have one person rolling lead, which is who can buy as many dice and blah, blah, blah. And then one person assisting, either you or Merrick, whichever has the highest score, I would recommend in your various disciplines, will take lead. The other person will assist, which means you roll 1 die as the assist. And then, of course, you're assisted by the ship. So whoever's rolling lead is going to have 2 assists, which will count towards the number of successes.
I'm rolling technically a total of 15.
Remember, you can use control engineering too, if you Merrick. It depends on control science or engineering.
They're the same, so it
Fair.
doesn't matter. And I have both engineering and both science, so.
Okay.
Guess I'll be assisting them.
Let me take a peek at your sheet. Yeah, looks like she has the better rolls. So, okay, Merrick, you'll take the lead. Okay.
I kind of want to spend 2 momentum to gain an additional focus here.
I'm sorry, you kind of faded out there towards the end.
Sorry, I'm thinking out loud.
Okay.
I'm assuming subspace communications doesn't come into play here.
No, because it's. I mean, although you can detect it on subspace comms, it really is just kind of like a background hum. So it's not like, it's like an open radio channel. And in today's age, there's always some noise there, but you're not really digging into it with subspace communications, or maybe you are. I'll take it.
I was going to say, theoretically, for a triangulation, if we
Yeah,
just get...
since you're... Yeah.
It would work to pinpoint at least the general area. It probably wouldn't be too precise, but it should work.
So yes, I will accept subspace comms or engineering, whichever one it is.
Take a threat. I'm going to spend 2
All right.
momentum to roll 4. Rerolling the comp.
Okay, that's 4 successes. So then just roll 1 die, Kreutzwald.
1 die. Okay, then what about the... Oh, we did the ship thing then, or no?
Yeah, so there's the
Oh.
ship. No help from there. Just roll your control science or control engineering, whichever's better, and just roll 1 die.
My science and engineering are the same, and then 1
Okay.
die.
Um,
So you're one short.
just gonna have to stand. There's no way.
Okay. So you can try again now. Like I said, there's no time limit. So yeah, you're trying to drill in on it, and you know, it's kind of difficult because it is just kind of appears to be just radiating from the body as it would with any planet or planetoid. So you're having a hard time penetrating to any kind of source, if indeed there is one.
Take 4 threat.
Gladly.
Oh, you're just giving the GM opportunities to screw with us.
Well, it's step 5 at this point. I have to roll 5 dice.
Well, and I've spent a bunch earlier, so I need to stock back up.
Reroll on the 0.
Okay, so I'm counting 7. So then Kreutzwald's assist. 8. Wow. Total of 10, which means you gain 5 momentum.
I think that's a good trade, guys.
Yeah,
Yes, that is more than adequate.
I'd say so. So you are rolling, I believe,
6.
control your sign. 6, yeah.
1 for piercing.
All right.
1 momentum spent.
So that'll be 6 dice, which 6 work, which is a breakthrough, which takes it down to diff 4, mag 4, work 19, resistance is still 2.
Okay, so now what?
You do it again, only the difficulty is at 4 instead of 5.
Okay, so I'm making progress.
So, real quick, I have a
Mhm.
suggestion. Commander Olos, can you fine tune the circuit readouts so we can get a better I guess reading on this radiation? Essentially,
Yeah,
I want him to create an advantage to help lower our difficulty by 1.
Fair enough. Olos, give me control engineering difficulty 3. Making it a little bit more difficult than the standard advantage.
The complication range wasn't increased, right?
No, this should have been complication range 1.
That's a 19. So.
Yeah, it
I
must
thought
have
you
been left.
said 3.
That was the difficulty, not the complication. So
Oh. Hang on, my bad.
okay, you're not really able to. Well, I mean, I'm going to keep the first roll.
Okay.
It's just you don't get a complication. You that because the complication range should have been normal, and you rolled a 19, so it's just a failure rather than. You can't really refine the sensors. Not without actually tearing some stuff apart and taking them offline completely for half a day.
I think I might have an idea of how to help with this.
I jury rigged that.
Do what?
I jury rigged that sensor.
Is that the jury? You have the jury rig.
Yeah, whenever
Talent?
I attempt a engineering task, I can reduce the difficulty by 2. Be temporary and only last for this scene.
You needed to call that before you rolled.
Okay.
Okay. So he wasn't able to do this. You guys will need to proceed with the difficulty 4 track.
The ship sensors this time since I have the ability to re-roll them.
Are you taking over?
Well,
You have
I'm
to.
sort of. I'd
You
to
have
take
to
over
be
more.
the main
Yeah.
roller to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have the better dice, so it'd still be the good idea for you to be doing that then.
I mean, the ship it's a 10. So
Yeah, you are in the 22nd century, so the ship's not.
The ship's still a bit stupid.
Yep. You're not on a galaxy class.
I wish.
take a threat.
Yes.
Roll on 0.
All right.
1 dice for me.
Counting 5. Counting a total of 8. So you've got 4, which puts you with 1 float. No, you're right at 6. Yeah.
Uh, 1 for piercing again.
All right. So that is another breakthrough. So you're down to difficulty 3, magnitude 3, work 14, I believe, and resistance is still 2.
Same thing as before. Threat and spending 2 momentum.
Okay. Count 8.
So 1 float.
Okay. Roll your work.
Oh no, 2 float.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The 1 float to reroll 3.
Okay.
And the other one for piercing.
Seeing 8 work done there.
Yep.
So it goes down to difficulty 2, mag 2, work 5. Is that right? Yeah. No, 6. Math, haha. And resistance 2.
1 threat.
Okay.
Two float.
2 float.
That's 7, so 1 float for extra work, 1 float for piercing, which is a total of 8 work, and I believe that's
Yep,
completes the
that
work.
completes the work track, which gives you the extra breakthrough. So that completes the task. And I will send you.
Hmm. Can you guys hear me, or is this
Yes.
just my end?
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, it's just quiet. Okay.
The only qualities of all flanky, but it's pretty good.
Sorry, I mistyped that number, Prax. It should be 1500. There, it's corrected.
Commander, are you seeing this as well?
You should have it now too, Hans.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I am seeing it as well. There appears to be an artificial power source under the planet's crust, but the rocky composition is making it a bit difficult to pinpoint the exact location, but it's around the 1500 meter square area somewhere in the southern hemisphere. If you give me a little more time, I'll be able to pinpoint the exact position, but this is weird.
I'll tell you for free that you're probably not going to be able to get any more exact from orbit.
Hopefully make the location a bit smaller, which I'd have to search, but
If we gave it a flyover in a shuttle.
probably help, especially if you could link the sensors from the shuttle up to the ship to make use of the ship's extra computing power.
Hmm.
Yes, be aware that the what you'd be rolling in a flyover with the shuttle pod, would be sensor science, which the grand total for the shuttle pod is 4.
Adjusting, like having the shuttle beaming its sensor data up to the ship, because then theoretically the main ship would probably have a better way of dealing with that data than the shuttle does.
Yeah, but the problem is the shuttle sensors are not they have a limit on their sensitivity. So the data you're beaming back
isn't going
flows
to be
through.
that good to begin with.
Right.
Yeah, I apologize. I was more just chucking the idea out there.
Oh yeah.
It would effectively just be a visual kind of what can we see and pick up, maybe a little bit more pinpointed. It wouldn't expand any details.
It'd be like narrowing the area to search from 1,500 meters squared to like 1,000.
Right.
It would help, but it wouldn't do much.
It's up to you guys what to do next. Thus far, you have backtracked its course. You know its speed. You know its rough composition. The composition of the various ices that are currently covering the surface and starting to boil away from the heat and light of the approaching stellar cluster. I mean, you're still 70.75 light years out, but even so, it's slightly raising the temperature enough for some of the ices to begin to sublime.
plus of the fact that this planet apparently has an artificial power source on it, so that at the very least warrants investigation.
I think
Even if it's just... Yeah. Captain, I was just going to say in character, like, Captain, I would recommend sending down a party onto the planet to see if that is a crashed starship down there or what the hell is producing that power signature.
I think the captain is AFK.
Yeah.
So, you're the XO.
Alright. Send out the call to get a party ready to send down to the planet's surface. Have them fly over the general area so that we can possibly get a better look at what is producing the power signature. If we can't narrow it down too much, land and send out a bit of research to see if we can at all figure out what the hell is producing it. Best case scenario, it's just a power source from some autonomous ship or whatever the hell. Worst case scenario, hopefully we help the survivors. At least assuming it's a starship that's producing that signature.
Okay, who do you want to send on this away team?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know.
You can send player characters, or you can have somebody play as one of the secondary characters that they created.
So,
Ooh, let's see, we're gonna definitely need to send one of the people that know the fly thing down. I'm assuming those, so we have a few of those. Probably one of the medical officers, security, science.
okay, so it sounds like Harrison as the doctor, Osborne as your security chief, your science.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Well, if we're dealing with an artificial power source, it might be wise to have an engineer.
Yeah, they're probably not the chief engineer, though, in case something goes wrong.
Be the first time I sent the chief down and something happened.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm calling it ahead of time.
We were fine. We didn't almost crash into a planet.
Okay,
Yes, that
so,
was me smacking my head on my table.
so right now I've got Harrison, Critchwald, Osborne, and Olos.
Yeah, that
Sounds
sounds
right.
right.
Okay, anybody else?
Not off the top of my head, especially because a worst case scenario, we send more people down in the shuttles. Right now, this is basically just a crew to make sure that we can
Honestly, the
figure.
four of us, Harrison can fly the shuttle.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I mean. We don't need that big of a crew for what this is supposed to be. Basically, just reconnoitering the area to make sure whether or not the artificial power source is from a crashed ship, and if so, are there survivors, or what exactly it is.
Right.
Worst case scenario, we send more people down in shuttles.
Alrighty. And Harrison, you said you're
I can fly the
piloting.
shuttle.
Okay. Make sure I have my list right. Yeah, 4 of you. All right. So we will proceed to the theater of the mind.
Mine.
Get that a little bigger. Okay. So you guys are overflying the planet on the shuttle. What are you trying to do?
Well, I personally recommend flying a search pattern over the area that we've isolated the signal to probably be coming from, basically playing hot and cold until we get relatively close. That is, if we manage to get a sample of what the radiation coming from the artificial power plant looks like. Then
Okay.
basically hot, yeah. Like you're getting colder, hotter, yada yada yada. Then once you get about as hot as it's gonna get, I say hot, but yeah, once the signal gets about as hot as it's gonna get, set down and start investigating.
Okay, well, the signal is very diffuse, whether that's just from the being under the crust plus the ice. Potentially, you thought there might be some sort of stealthing or mechanism at work to try and minimize or hide the signature. So you really have got it narrowed down sensor-wise about as close as you can to this 1.5 kilometer square area as far as this exact location.
I.e., we're probably going to have to do some searching from the ground.
Yes, unfortunately. So probably before we sit down, though, it might be a good idea to do a flyover and a general search pattern before sitting down. I'd say in roughly the middle of the area, and then sort of fanning out, I guess.
Is
Okay.
anything, maybe a physical structure that sticks out more like a sore thumb?
Yeah, that's what I'd be recommending, flying over in a general search pattern of the area before setting down.
Okay.
Use
So
a good old Mark 1 eyeball.
Yeah.
That works.
Or in
So
some people's cases, Mark II if they have a cybernetic.
fair true. So okay, in that case, if you're doing a visual scan, everybody can give me an insight con difficulty of actually, let me restate that. Harrison and one other person can, because of the window, if you're doing the eyeball thing, can give me insight con difficulty 4 to see if you can spot anything with the Mark 1 eyeball from the air.
My insight con is 13.
Same here.
Okay. The complication range on this is up to 2 because of the subliming gases as the atmosphere. Well, there's not really an atmosphere yet, but it's starting to throw up more. What the hell did I do there?
Vapor
Yeah.
trail.
It's starting to throw up stuff in the atmosphere. So
I'm gonna spend a momentum for another die.
okay.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. I can't see shit.
I also kill that comp. So you're not just
And when you're assisting, you only roll 1 die.
Oh, they can both roll.
Or it's both
two
of
people
us
looking
that are
can both
doing that.
roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not. Nobody's assisting the other.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
think
see.
you missed out on that, but
Probably need a Vulcan for a mind meld for that.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I
What
don't
happened there?
think either of us can really see anything.
Okie dokie. Yeah. An icy surface. Some outcroppings of rock. There are some pools of liquefying ice, etc. But nothing that you can. Nothing that from up here identifies itself as a vent, a heat exchanger, or anything like that you would associate with a constructed
Power source.
deal. Yeah.
Well, looks like we're gonna have to sit down and probably start fanning out to see if we can spot anything. If we can't find anything, then this is one hell of an anomaly.
Okay, so you're setting down.
Yeah.
All right, Harrison, give me control con difficulty 2 to find a good place to set down where it's not melting and it's relatively flat.
Okay. Going to use a momentum for third die
Okay.
to the other two in case I get a complication. Nope. Did it.
All right. So you get an extra momentum. You get the momentum back, and easily land the shuttlecraft.
It's better than the last time I flew.
Did you pull through some SCP secret laboratory? Yes, you did!
Did I do what?
The music. You pulled through some SCP secret laboratory.
I pulled it from the free music where YouTube won't bother you, whatever that is.
Yeah, Kevin MacLeod and all that.
Yeah.
It's something
Yeah.
that fits
I know,
for
but
what
I
he's
recognize
trying to
this
do.
from one of the
That's all
SCP
comedy
games.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's you hear a lot of MacLeod's stuff throughout the fleet. It's pretty interesting.
Yes, it's almost like they had him on contract to produce ambience.
Right. That is free to use. There's Olos. Okay. So yeah, you guys are. The shuttle is down. Since you didn't prep it before you hopped in the shuttle, I'm going to charge you an opportunity cost of 1 for there to be 4 EVA suits in the shuttlecraft.
Oh. Yeah.
Also, the scene just changed. Now, you only have to pay the opportunity cost once, but the scene did change, so you go down on momentum.
Okay. Apparently, I'm taking care of the momentum for the moment because Merrick has to go AFK. So we go down 1 momentum.
1 for the scene change, so you should be at 1.
Yeah. Well, we were at 3. I just went down 1.
Right. 1 for the opportunity cost for the suits,
Oh.
and then 1 for the scene change.
That's right. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you all suit up.
Yeah.
And I think Osborne will go out first, security officer and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty much as you see it. It's kind of weird yellowy ice of different kinds of gases that have solidified. Some places the gases with the lower boiling points, as it were, are starting to bubble and boil off. It is barren as far as you can see, lifeless plain.
Wow.
So what are you guys going to do?
Sorry. I'd personally recommend leaving 1 person in the shuttle just in case, so that if we need to, we can rapidly just. But considering there appears to be no life on the planet, that does not appear to be 100% necessary.
I believe that my skill, since I'm the one that flew us down here, and the medical officer, I don't believe that I should remain regardless.
Yeah, true.
So, what's the plan?
Well, once we're out of the shuttle, do we spot anything in particular?
It's as I described it just a second ago, it is an apparently lifeless, icy plain around you. There are some promontories, some crater impact sites, some of the lower boiling temperature ices are starting to boil off as the planet nears the cluster of 7 suns. So there's kind of this chemical mist. But yeah, nothing that looks constructed.
Well, I'd probably then want to head over to either one of the larger outcroppings or craters, because if it's a crashed spaceship, it would probably be one of the craters. If it was a building, one of the outcroppings. Would
There's
probably
also
be
a
good pick.
possibility it could be frozen somewhere in the ice.
True,
Maybe-
but at that point, we're bringing down specialized equipment. Are we going to be able to find it?
If we go to the craters, we might be able to pick up its energy signature a little bit easier. If the ice is thick enough, it might be interfering with it.
Yeah, so then I guess.
Lowest
We're gonna head
elevation possible would be probably where we want to head.
Yeah, so then let's head over to one of the craters.
Okay.
Hopefully,
guys-
one of the deeper ones.
You guys can feel free to move your tokens. You are near, relatively speaking, to 2 craters, one over this way, one over that way.
I'd say let's go to a closer one first. That'd be the one more or less to the north.
Hmm.
So
Osborne will take point.
Okay. Again, beyond some basic changes in, Harrison found you a nice, relatively smooth, flat place to land. As you move north, you move into a little bit more rough terrain with some loose rocks and scree. You're gaining just a hair, a little bit of height as you approach the crater, but again, misty, frozen, barren sort of world. The ice kind of crunching under your feet.
Anything on your tricorder, sir?
let's see. Give me a second.
Or hand scanner, as it were.
Oh, that's right. They're not tricorders yet, are they?
And yeah, how would you roll to use one? Or
It works exactly the same. Yeah, you'll be using control science. What kind of things are you scanning for?
anything that sticks out from the general nature of the environment. So,
Okay.
like how a hot burrito would stick out on a thermal imaging thing versus the rest of the ambient temperature of a fridge.
Well, the ices that are subliming off and boiling off are definitely a little bit hotter than the surrounding temperature.
I know, I don't mean that literally as far as referring to temperature, but like that sort of thing. Does anything stick out compared to the rest of the environment?
Sorry, give me control science difficulty 2.
Difficult. How do you change the difficulty, or do the players?
You
not
don't
do?
change the difficulty. The difficulty is what it is. You just... Wait, what? So, here's how the sheet works. The difficulty is what it is. You just change the number of dice you roll.
Okay.
If I'm changing the complication range, I will tell you that you are that the complication range is changing. Okay, there is complication on the board. I don't think you have any way to get rid of that right now.
No, we don't.
Fair enough. Okay, so you're scanning with your hand scanner, but the gases that are boiling up into the atmosphere seem to be hampering its scan radius, limiting its range, so you're not able to get much detail from it. You are able to detect the basic background hum signal that you got from the ship, but it seems to be due to the interference with the scanner. It's just kind of everywhere. It's not localized in one particular point.
Yep, fair enough. So no luck really pinpointing anything using the scanner.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay, then I guess we'd make our way closer to the crater.
Okay. Yeah, and unless you guys want to stop and do something at various points, you're not in combat rounds or anything, so you don't have to worry too much about,
Yep.
you can move where you want to be.
So, what's in this crater?
As soon as we get to the lip of the crater, I'd like to do a scan for any life forms.
Okay,
Do any-
give me control medicine difficulty 1.
Okay. Anatomy as a focus.
Not really in this case.
Okay.
Oof.
Man.
Wow, natural 20s. So yes, you detect the 4 of you without any problems, but your your scanner again is being interfered with the gas. I mean, you couldn't even with the 4 scans, without looking at it, you couldn't necessarily differentiate that Olos was an Andorian from the other 3 life signs.
So the atmosphere is just full of all kinds of junk that is just screwing with the scanner, basically.
Yeah, no, Harrison wasn't going to say anything unless he found something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Do we see anything in the crater or no?
Okay. There is nothing directly visible in the crater. However,
Yep, this is the part where we get jumped by xenomorphs. Calling it now.
Please, no.
What the hell was that noise?
wrong one.
What the hell was that? Oh, there appear to be... Oh no. Look over by the shuttle.
Made friends.
I'm not sure as much friends as might be trying to tear the shuttle apart.
We're looking in a crater. We can't see that, so.
I know, but considering how they're getting positioned
worth
relative to the shuttle... No, that's sort of metagaming.
They're fine. They came to investigate.
Well, they're certainly not organic. This part looks at that.
Fine. So later worry.
So yeah, everybody give me insight security difficulty 2. You are up on the lip of this crater and a little bit away.
I will spend the 1 momentum because I'm the one who has the best shot at getting this.
Okay.
I could have. Already forgotten I have bold medicine.
Okay.
Goodness gracious. So it looks like 4 momentum gained?
What?
No, sorry,
Oh.
3. Oh,
Wait.
yeah. Was it?
How? 'Cause-
Oh, I said diff 2. You're right. So
Yeah, I get 1.
1.
yeah, I only get 1 momentum.
So yeah, Osborne and Olos, you both see some sort of roughly humanoid construct come around the edge of the shuttle here to the rear. And it seems to approach the rear door and controls, and you see like bright flash emanating from its one of its manipulators. Olos, you recognize this as some sort of cutting or welding kind of flash rather than like a weapon or anything.
I look to Olos. Stop, damn it. and gonna start making a run back for the shuttle.
Okay.
Well, probably seeing him bolting, I'm gonna follow him, like
Right.
phaser in hand.
Yep. So you guys can put yourself back over there, no problem.
His pistol, actually.
Yep, drawn my phase pistol.
When you get there, the humanoid robot, it's approximately 6.5 feet tall, robot for lack of a better term, appears to have cut into the control panel to give it access to the engine compartment, and is busily taking apart various interfaces, and appears to be carefully and rapidly disassembling parts of the engine.
Oi! We need that!
You stop. I'm gonna draw my phase pistol.
You're... Sir, zero tampering of Starfleet property. Drop the tools, or, well... Explain to us what the hell you're doing with our shuttle.
It does not respond.
Okay, if it doesn't respond, I am going to shoot it.
Hang on.
Alright.
I was gonna give it, like, 5... Like, if you don't... Back away from the ship in the next 5 seconds, we're gonna shoot, but okay. Let's skip step 2 and 3 and go right to 4.
He's not damaging anything. It seems like he's trying to figure out what we're doing, what we've got. Maybe we can.
Oh, I thought it was.
He is
I thought it was
stripping our
actually.
shuttle for parts.
Yeah, I mean, it's disassembling things. It's not ripping them up. It had to, cut into the control panel that opens the hood, basically, and then so it could access the stuff to override that. But as far once it's got it open, it is disassembling things. It's not ripping things apart and crashing things, but it is taking things apart rapidly.
In that case, I think what I'll do is I'll just go up to it and try to restrain it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
This is gonna end well.
be standing nearby, pistol at the ready in case the robot harms him. Like, don't you fucking move.
Have the med kit ready.
Either to
Okay.
bash the thing over the head with, or peel him.
No,
So,
to
this is
heal
actually-
Osborne when his arms are.
So this is a grappling
dislocated.
roll, which I
Yep.
think is going to be fitness security.
Yeah, it's fitness security. Not
Opposed.
my best, but
If the robot's distracted, I don't think it would be opposed. At least I think.
I will.
Well, it's a combat roll.
yeah.
No.
I will spend a. I will spend a momentum. Their die.
Nicely done.
Oh my god!
Fuck.
Two
So yeah,
nat
you
one.
gain 4 momentum, and you have grappled the robot. I mean, this is a pretty big beastie. You have managed to interfere with one arm, but its other arm is continuing to disconnect stuff. You can feel the actuators or whatever trying to bring that other arm that you've got kind of pinned into action. It is not attempting to throw you off or damage you. It's just like, it's trying to move that arm to keep doing what that arm was doing, but something is blocking it, but all it's doing is...
So it's responding like a robot at a manufacturing line or whatever when
Right,
you
like
interrupt what it's doing.
Right, and however, its other hand has now started, after a second of that, it stops trying with that one arm, and the other arm begins to move faster, disassembling things.
Permission to shoot it?
Who's asking that?
I am asking the... Oh wait, I'm commanding officer.
You
I'm
asked
not-
the question, you're in charge.
Yeah, considering he seems to be holding it still, I'm gonna aim for the head.
All right. Control security difficulty 2.
So my
Do
suggestion.
not roll a complication.
Yeah. So hang on. Here's my suggestion to you. First, I would take a minor action and aim,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
and then maybe spend a momentum or 3 to buy an extra die or 2.
You know what? Let's go for 3 because I don't want to accidentally shoot you.
Okay, so you'll
So that would
re-roll.
be 4 dice, if I'm correct.
Yep, 4
Yep.
dice, and because you aimed, you get to re-roll one of them.
Okay, then.
if you need to.
Control security.
Okay, you can re-roll one to try and get the 2 you need.
So, go with.
Okay, so yes, you hit it. Roll
oh.
your phaser damage.
Hang on, before you do, you might need to adjust your scores for your weapons. What are the scores in your weapons right now?
I adjusted it for him already.
Oh, okay.
Nice. So that is 5. And
Yeah, if it doesn't have any resistance.
Then its head probably just got blown clean off.
but it is a mechanical object. It does have a wee bit of resistance. So while it pauses for a minute and seems to kind of stutter and hesitate, then all of a sudden, then it continues to do what it was doing.
If gun don't work, use more gun. Wait, let's see. Do I have anything that might apply?
Almost
to
a hand here. This is more your area of expertise.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely did some damage, but not quite enough to put it out of action.
Maybe Olos can see if he can actually shut the thing off.
Is there any sort of
Wait, I might have something that
interface
could.
on it?
I might have something that could possibly apply. No, cold reading wouldn't necessarily apply to this because this is
Well,
a social.
and you are
situation.
sort of in combat.
Yeah.
It's just not taking turns against you. So it's you've gone and Osborne's gone. So now Harrison and Olos have yet to go.
Yeah.
Well, anything I would do would have to wait until somebody gets hurt. So I'm not really combat oriented.
Right. So Olos, I think you had something.
Is there any sort of interface on this thing, like a that would be used to upload or download information to or off of it?
Give me an insight engineering roll, difficulty 1. I'm not going to count this as your action. This is more just sort of you as an engineer looking at this thing.
Going
You
how
want a
does it
momentum?
tick?
And insight engineering.
Difficulty 1.
Want a momentum?
No.
Okie doke.
Okay, so you gain a momentum. Yeah, this thing it's a little bit more advanced, and of course Starfleet doesn't really use robots terribly much. This thing does not appear to be equipped with any kind of weapons or armor plate or any of that. It does appear to have, multifunction tool kind of arms, everything from lifters to cutters to, fine manipulators. This very much seems to be either some sort of construction or maintenance construct. And while it doesn't have like what you recognize anyway as a panel, there is it doesn't have necessarily all of its vital parts and stuff covered with something. I mean, because it's just a maintenance thing.
It's been sitting here for God knows how long.
Right. So while you don't see any sort of access panel per se that jumps out at yourself, you're pretty sure that if you get in there and start cutting or pulling some stuff, you can disable it.
Okay, I try to disable it without completely wrecking it.
So I can bring it back to the ship to study.
Give me control engineering difficulty 2.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of reach in and you find that basically that its main connection to what you think is its power core. You pull that, and yeah, it just stops. Doesn't It's still there. It's just standing motionless, literally frozen in mid part of uncoupling a particular line, just absolutely frozen and down.
Okay.
Oh
You
yeah,
see-
another one.
You see another one of these things approach. It grabs its partner, or its other mat, puts it to the side, and then walks up to replace it at the engine access panel.
Oh
Okay.
god.
Having just disabled the other one, I want to do the same thing to this one.
All right. Control engineering, difficulty 2. Same thing. This one is moving a little bit more. Okay.
Okay.
These are certainly some handy helpers for whoever designed them. Get these things back onto the ship safely?
Yeah, but then we bought well, we don't want to try to, as we reactivate them, if they're not completely blown to bits, try to keep them isolated from as many vital systems as possible so it doesn't do what it just did to the shuttle, to the ship.
Is this thing on top of it?
You can't see that one.
Ah, okay.
I believe we should do a thorough check of the shuttle before we try to take off.
No shit. Plus,
Was that in character or out of character? Because that was in character for me.
That was the answer to your question? Both.
Huh.
2 more constructs appear. One of the types you've been dealing with before, and another one that is far more humanoid in shape, is definitely better protected as far as its guts and whatever, and is equipped with a weapon.
Okay, everyone back on.
I was gonna yell for it to put the weapon down and tell its friends to back away, or we're gonna shoot. But I'm not sure if it's even gonna understand English.
They haven't responded to us other than to continue doing their work.
Yeah.
These things are very one-minded.
Okay. So there are 2 entrances to the shuttles, well 3 actually if you count the one on top. You've got the door here on either side and then the airlock on top.
Yeah, I'm heading straight to the shuttle trying to get it ready to get off.
Okay. So when you board the shuttle through that door, you see this door has been removed, and there's another one of these maintenance bots up front that has pretty much gotten there's 2 stations behind the flight station. Those are pretty much completely disassembled with all of their parts and pieces neatly laid in some sort of, kind of grid pattern, and it is about 3/4 of the way doing the same thing to the forward control panels. The 3 seats involved there have also been removed and have been put towards the back of the shuttle.
And both things, I'm going to shoot it in the chest.
Okay, control security difficulty 2.
Maybe take minor action aim.
Minor action aim.
Yep.
And we have momentum.
Mm-hmm. How much you want to spend?
Taking 1.
Okay.
And firing.
Okay. With aim, you can re-roll one of those.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Help.
Okay. Yeah, you do not hit it. Fortunately, you hit part of the bulkhead where it's already completely removed the equipment and that was there, but it shifts because this is moving like really robotically rapidly, almost like it's sped up because it's just disassembling things. So it twisted, just at the wrong time and you missed it.
Yeah. So you just hear a shot get fired off inside the shuttle.
You alright in there?
Oh, we can't take off.
You think?
Beyond what they did to the back end, the entire front is disassembled.
Shit. Alright, just open fire. Kill all of them. See if we have to, we'll even use their parts to repair the damn shuttle piece of shit. Hopefully they didn't take apart any of the main power couplings, because I don't think these have high enough grade ones to replace them.
Okay. New combat round. You guys have the initiative first.
Okay, I'm immediately seeing that there's one with a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to aim, spend a momentum, and fire.
All right.
Cool thing. I have the character. I have Deadeye Marksman, which means my difficulty goes down by 1.
Yep. So control, security, difficulty 1.
Yep. And I'm gonna spend a momentum just
Right.
so that I have the cautious security reroll.
Yep.
Phase pistols focus.
Yep. Oh wow. So I believe that is 5 momentum gained. Jeez.
I do.
Wow, and that was with fitness rather than control, and I bet your control is better.
Ooh. Yeah, my control is better.
So, yeah, roll your phase pistol damage.
Yep. It's smoked.
So I'm counting, what, 8? 9?
That's
8.
2. Because what features do phase pistols have?
You can stun or you can kill. Yeah, there's no charge.
Stun.
So, well, I mean, that's your standard settings. I was just saying that's all, you don't have area or
right
intense or whatever. So,
okay.
1, 2, 3.
It
4,
has
5,
no
6,
special
7, 8.
features of any type.
6. Okay.
Okay. That's still 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep. 6.
Does the honestly, like a Earth Cowboy of old, fires from
Right. So yeah, you hit it dead in its humanoid-like head sensor, and it collapses to the ground. This one is continuing to disassemble.
I actually am going to do something cool. I am going to spend 2 momentum, and I'm going to swift task.
Right. Because you have...
Nice.
To try and restrain this one.
Okay. So that again is going to be fitness security, difficulty 2.
What was that noise?
I feel like more things are just being bammed to us. Enjoy.
So yeah, I need fitness security diff 2 from you, Osborne, to grapple. So okay, and it will.
Sorry about that. Net died for a few seconds.
Oh, no problem. And it will resist.
Oh no. Oh no.
But yeah, you grab it. Again, you kind of got it where you got both your arms around its arms, so it's trying to move, but you're blocking it, and it's doing that same thing where it keeps trying to move for a second, and but then this one fires at you. This is a larger, apparently more heavily armored device of some kind. I need to put its weapons in there.
Well, we're
I'm
boned.
currently in the shuttle and I have no idea what's happening out there.
Whoop. But it misses. However, it is a definite sizzling bolt of disruptor energy that misses you.
Oh no.
Oh,
All right, you guys' turn again.
I have more pressing issues than I do at the moment.
So Osborne's got the one at the rear kind of grappled. Something just took a shot at him with a disruptor weapon of some kind. Harrison, you're watching one pretty much continue to almost completely disassemble the last of the control panel. Your guys move.
The one that's at the control panel, I want to approach and try
You
to
don't know
unplug
about
like
that
I
one other
did.
than I shot at something.
Yeah, you're
right.
outside the shuttle.
Outside. Where you are is probably over near Osborne since you disabled 2 of the bots already.
Yeah, you guys are pretty much in the positions as you see on the map. Yeah.
There we go.
So that'd be more where you are at.
So whichever one of you wants to go, just let me know what you want to do. Osborne's already gone.
Okay, I think I'd be taking a bit of a shot at this one over here, since that'd probably be, well, the first of the heavier ones I see.
All right. Control security difficulty 2.
Remember to aim.
Yep.
Maybe spend a momentum too. Third die.
Might as well, since that is available. So you said control security?
Yep, difficulty 2.
Reroll that complication.
Okay then.
Okay. You miss, but there's no complication on the board. All right. This one moves in. And since you just fires at you. Nope. And it misses. But apparently the gas or something got into its gears because it suddenly kind of jerks when it fires and winds up splattering molten bits of this droid across the back of the engine compartment.
And, I just sort of let it go as it goes limp in my arms.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't get you. Yeah. So now it is Olos or Harrison.
I
Harrison. That fuck.
probably try to get into the shuttle.
Okay. You going around into the side nearest you?
To inform you of where I'm currently standing, I am standing in the door. I have not gotten in the shuttle fully.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the side door then.
Where Harrison is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you see
Got
Harrison
him.
like literally standing like just he's kind of halfway through the door, just like he's stopped, and his mouth is slightly hanging open as he's looking towards the front of the shuttle. He does have his phaser out.
Okay, so I'll draw my phaser and come around the corner, aiming in the general direction he is.
So you kind of peek past him and you see another one of those engineering bots or whatever in the front, finishing up, neatly disassembling all the components for the flight deck.
If that's not paying attention to us, approach it and unplug that one.
Okay. That's going to be control engineering difficulty 2, like the rest.
I do not want to miss anything.
Right.
Maybe give the GM a threat.
I think he's spending the threats right now.
No way to tell.
Oh, didn't even need it.
Not a problem. Yep. So yeah, as I told Harrison, looking around the shuttle, the way the shuttles are designed, there's the pilot's seat, and then there's 2 seats with consoles on either side behind him. All 3 chairs have been neatly unbolted from the deck and piled back, set back here in the back. All of the 2 secondary consoles have been completely disassembled down to the bulkhead and supports, with their parts very neatly laid out on the deck, and the same is true of the forward control elements, except for the ones that are kind of in the ceiling. Okay. So this one is going to take a shot. Whoop, dang it. A shot at Osborne.
Yay.
Oh, it actually hit something. So you're looking at 6 stress.
Yeah, that's a lot. I can give you 2 stress to stay up, right?
You can give me 2 threat.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 threat. That's what
Yep.
it is. Okay, I'll just take that. I'll take the 6 stress. That's not even half of my total.
Okay. So it goes back to you guys. So I think this isn't Harrison is the only one who hasn't gone.
I'm gonna take a look out the door that is no longer a door.
Okay. Over the low wing, you see these 2 new constructs, robots, whatever you want to call them. The door is lying neatly on the ground outside. Again, these things haven't been ripping and tearing.
These
They've
things
literally
look hella more dangerous than what Olos just disabled.
Yeah, they're
So
they do.
Harrison's gonna look over his shoulder and say, "Why didn't you worry about those 2?"
Yeah, these 2 are definitely armored. They're about 8 feet tall. Each of their arm units has some sort of rifle-looking thing built into it.
He's just questioning why Olos bothered coming into the shuttle when there was 2 very dangerous robots outside.
Shuttle's cover.
Yeah.
Can't swim home.
Right.
I'm gonna take a shot at the nearest one.
All right. Control security difficulty 2.
Take aim at his chest.
Right.
I will give you a threat for another die.
All right. I can hear you, but I'm stepping away from the keyboard for a sec, so just tell me what the rolls are.
Don't forget to aim.
That's what I did. That's the first thing I did. Re-roll 1 since I can. Got a 2. Two successes.
Yeah, and that'll hit it. So roll your damage.
Roll the damage.
Back.
Okay. 3 stress.
You hit it, but it doesn't seem to even affect it.
Oh, that's how much armor it's got.
You can see that you can definitely see just how much that did when I hit it.
Okay, new round. I believe they go first since you guys went last.
Mhm.
This one will take a shot at the commander.
Shit.
Manages to hit.
Please let it not be a headshot.
Any
Well,
shot
there
from
goes
a
an
shotgun is
arm.
going to hurt.
So that is 6 stress. That is lethal damage. Now you have a couple choices.
I have composure.
No.
Some
That
help
wouldn't
when being
help.
shot.
You can give me 2 threat or 2 momentum to stay up. You keep the stress, but you stay up. You can spend your determination to avoid the injury. You still get the stress, but having avoided the injury, if you
Not
get hit for
bad.
lethal again, that's going to kill you.
You to let you know, focuses don't really help, other than to give you a small advantage on rolls.
Mm.
Well, I mean, you've got composure, so I'll let you take it manfully.
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, I think I'm gonna
Take the reroll,
spend.
but you-
Or the other thing you can do is you could just take the injury and
Go down. Yeah.
and go down. That is the other.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Like, for all
We're just gonna have to
I'm
drag
looking-
you off.
it hits him in the arm or whatever, almost blows it clean off, and he sort of just goes like a sack of potatoes.
Disruptor.
Okay,
You're
so
getting nerve damage as well.
you're taking the
yeah.
injury.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
Okay, so that's 6 stress. And yeah, Osborne, you see the commander take one in the shoulder. The force of the disruptor bolt spins him almost all the way around, and he collapses beside this little pool of rapidly subliming gases.
Ah, damn it! Man down! Man down! And I'm going to aim and fire at whichever one just shot him.
That'd be that one. Okay.
Gonna aim.
You know the
Not
drill.
gonna buy any extra dice. But it's only difficulty 1 now because I aimed.
Right. Okay, gain 2 momentum. Nicely done.
Which we're probably gonna need.
Definitely.
Gotta roll my now to roll and see how badly I hit.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How much stress have I dealt it so far?
That's 7. Definitely damage it, but not quite enough to.
Okay. Gonna spend a momentum for piercing.
Okay, and it goes down.
Awesome.
Oh, we may have just lost a shuttle. That's bound to be the least of our worries.
And
I don't think you guys have enough for a swift taskbar to keep the
hang on.
momentum.
I actually, I think you can spend a determination to do that, right?
Swift task.
Yeah, can't you spend a determination to swift task?
Yes, you can spend determination to swift task, but you can't spend determination to keep the initiative.
Right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swift task.
Okay.
I will use my value of protect the innocent.
Yep.
And here's what I'm going to do, actually. It's still the same cost to minor action, right? So I'll just spend that last momentum to minor action aim again.
Okay.
Because,
should bring down the difficulty to 2.
Yep. Exactly. And I still have a reroll.
All right, Kat, why are you typing?
Okay,
Sorry.
I'll take it.
Okay.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 again.
Okay. It's in the shadow of that other token.
So
All right.
probably not quite enough, but hopefully if someone else can hit it.
Yep. So it had already taken some, and so you add some more, but not quite enough to take it all the way down. And
now
it
it's gonna try and mess
returns
up.
the favor. Wow.
Yep. And this time I go down.
5. Okay.
But hopefully I bought you guys enough.
Yeah, Harrison, you can't see what's going on where you left the commander and Chief Osborne, but you do see.
Osborne did shout that man was down, so.
Yeah, he shot the man was down,
and
you've seen the two constructs firing, and one of them went down. So, what are you doing?
What I'm gonna do is, let's try to take that thing out. I'm going to help them. I'm heading out the door towards this area.
So yeah, you see both Osborne and Kritzwald down, unconscious and wounded. You immediately can identify. Well, I mean, you've seen the thing shooting. It's disruptor burns. Neither of them are in danger of bleeding out. You can stabilize them, but they are still in the line of fire for the other critter. So what do you want to do?
Start off, I'm going to try to drag Osborne over into cover.
Okay. Fitness, security, difficulty 2.
Okay. You for a third die. Composure help me in this situation.
Not really. Nice. It will take a shot at you as you're trying to drag the wounded away, but it misses. So goes back to Olos.
Shoot it.
There's a start.
All right. Control security difficulty 2.
Aim.
Yeah, if you take a minor action to aim, you'll be able to re-roll one of your dice.
Yes. Aim and fire on it.
Okay.
And that is
Control security difficulty 2.
If you aimed.
And I will re-roll the 0.
Okay. Nice. So you hit it. Roll your phase pistol damage.
That can't be right.
Yeah.
That's definitely not right. Base pistol is a 3.
So I think that's another 3. You roll another 3 challenge dice.
Pistol's 3. I don't know why that's not working.
I think the sheets are a bit buggered.
Ranged weapon. Huh, weird. Let me try redoing it and see what happens. Wow, weird.
Oh.
Okay.
Do something goofy?
No,
That's
it's
the sheet that's buggered.
Yeah, one of the sheets. Sometimes the sheets do this. Let me try re-entering it on your sheet. I have this happen every once in a while. Range. There you go.
Okay. So roll it. So should you try rolling it now?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll, or if you want to, I'll allow you to keep that last roll I did where it worked right.
That's a good. Oh.
No,
just
same thing. So hey.
Good.
So that's 2, 4, 5, 6.
Oh god.
and you destroy it.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, Christ.
All right. So what do you guys want to do now?
I'm gonna drag
I-
the commander over into cover in case anything else comes at us,
Okay.
because he's still
I
down.
want to start looking at the consoles and figuring out what vitally I'm going to need to put back together.
Well, I mean, there's all sorts of places you could start. I mean, they have been completely disassembled into their component parts. So, I mean, yeah. What system do you want to try and repair?
The in console first.
The what console? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Or in console.
For the main console.
Whew, thank God for Resolute. Otherwise, that stress would have given me 2 injuries.
Disruptor rifles are no joke.
Yeah, they are really bad.
So yeah,
Oh,
you see
no.
through the open doorway 3 more of these maintenance or engineering bots making their way towards the shuttle.
Oh.
You're still down, shush. I've done is drag you away. I haven't healed you yet.
One of them goes back towards the engine compartment. One of them starts clambering through the doorway into the main shuttle compartment. The other one begins cutting open the hatch over the forward phaser cannon. Oh, Kreutzwald and Osborne, each of you roll me 1 challenge die.
Oh, yay. Oh, we about to get infected? Time to slather on the decon gel.
Yep,
You're doing the
Kreutzwald.
challenge, but you have to click off of it, otherwise
Right.
it doesn't register.
Right.
To redo it.
Okay, click off of what?
Like when you enter the
setting up
when
the
you-
roll for it, or you put in the number, you have to click off.
Okay.
So not typing it in anymore.
So yeah, the disruptor burns fortunately did not rupture your suit, or if they did, they melted it back shut.
So sort of like a hot blade would cauterize the wound.
Yeah, so your suits are not, you're not leaking air. So
Well, that's something.
Yep.
Good, at least.
Okay,
There's not really
so
much I can do for them.
Olos, Harrison, what do you want to do? You got 3 more things continuing to disassemble the shuttle, or trying to.
I'm gonna try to get Osborne back on his feet. Really not much else I can do at the moment.
All right,
Need other
so
people.
that is going to be first aid, which is daring medicine difficulty 2.
I'm going to give you a threat for a die, so bold medicine is active.
Perfect.
Emergency medicine has a focus.
Yep.
And roll. I will re-roll 1. And help.
Yeah, Osborne took a pretty severe blast. You can't seem to, I mean, he's in no danger of bleeding out or anything, but he's pretty badly injured. You think you'll have to get him back to sick bay to get him back around. Olos, this one is has moved into the compartment of the shuttle and seems to be making its way towards the front. It apparently is, judging by the angle of its manipulators, is going to go for the control panels that are on the roof over the pilot's seat. So what are you doing, Olos? It's moving towards you.
All right, so we got one outside. There is Can I discharge the phaser cannon? Is that thing standing right in front of it, isn't it?
There's no way to discharge the phaser cannon. The entire control console.
You
is
have
under
no
assembly.
controls.
Okay, so weapons are gone too.
Everything's gone.
One that's in there, I want to unplug.
Okay, control engineering, difficulty 2. Okay. It is moving a little bit too fast, or you're moving a little bit too slow, and it makes its way around you and begins disassembling the upper head controls.
God damn it.
I lunge at it again.
Okay. Same roll. Nice. So yeah, you managed to fundamentally turn it off. Whoop. Another one of these appears, the heavily armored ones, and starts making its way towards the shuttle.
Oh my god. We might have to flee.
Yeah, but the problem is you are both down. I can't get you back up, Osborne.
No, yeah, so I'm saying you guys might have to just ditch, and the two of you can carry the two of us.
Well, if there's ever been a time for an emergency transport,
So what are you guys doing?
I'm going to assume that the commander is in almost as bad a shape as Osborne, and I'm not going to try to get him back up. I am instead going to contact the ship to try to get us off this planet.
Very good.
Flip open the communicator. Harrison to the Aurora. We need immediate retrieval. Our shuttle is damaged beyond what we can currently repair.
Understood. I'll notify transporter room.
He's going to call into us. We're leaving. Get out here.
Okay, so we will go back to, we'll switch scenes for a minute to the transporter room. Olos, of course, is not here. So who do you want to be doing this role? You do have some supporting engineer characters, Ensign Moros and Ensign Agrapos.
I don't think it matters.
I think
Or has the best chance of getting us on the ship.
I
Yeah.
think they have
Somebody
both been
first.
activated at least once, so whoever you activate, I
I-
believe you can upgrade.
Let's go with Julia.
Okay.
All right.
So she is at the transporter control room, so that lowers the difficulty by 1, but it's not from a pad to a pad, so that's going to be difficulty 2 base. Is she going to try to grab them all at once?
The 2 injured first.
Okay. So there's not going to be an added thing there. So yeah, I think it's going to be a base control engineering difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's. Is that computers engineering for this one, Prax?
Sensors engineering.
Sensors engineering. Okay, thank you. It's the first time that the transporters have been used. I'm gonna have to look up the rules for that.
It's control engineering. Base 2 goes down by 1 if they're in the transporter room.
Up by 1 if they're not coming from a pad.
And not going to it, but it increases. But
Right.
I think these
So
transporters can go site to site.
so yeah, it's going to be difficulty 2, control engineering.
Take a threat.
Okay.
Got no rerolls, guys. Just let you know.
And
I'm
I'm
back.
actually going to give you. Oh, go ahead. Never mind.
I was gonna say I'm back. I just needed to handle some phone stuff. I apologize.
Okay, so it looks like 2 momentum gained. There was no complication rolled, so no worries about transporter related injury.
Oh, I've got the classic sound effect.
Okay, yep. So Agrapos, the injured, the unconscious bodies of the first officer and chief of security appear on the transporter pad.
Can I spend a momentum for a medical team to come over here and grab them off the pad?
Sure.
Actually, and start treating them.
Yep, they'll just take those guys directly to sick bay.
And I'm gonna beam the other 2 if possible.
Same roll.
Spending a momentum.
Okay. All right, and then the ship. So 3 momentum gained. And then Dr. Harrison and Commander Olos appear on the pad.
And Harrison is heading immediately to sickbay.
Very good. All right, we're going to do a scene change and go
Hold on.
on. What? Hello?
I was going to say I would like to take over the transporter. Try to bring
You were
one
beamed
of
up
the
second.
Yes, I would like to transport something now.
Okay.
One of the broken robots.
Okay. So yeah, give me control engineering difficulty 2. I am actually going to spend some threat to up the difficulty to 3.
Oh, please, no red zeros.
I thought he was going to up the complication, and then if we complicated, you were going to beam up one of the,
Hopefully one of the dead ones.
Please,
Okay.
the broken ones are coming.
That's a good idea, Grinnon. Yeah, I'm going to up the complication range to 3.
Yeah, credit.
Okay.
You had to give the GM idea.
Difficulty
sorry,
3,
I'm a
complication
fellow
range
GM.
3.
It's my job.
I'm going to use my cautious, so I'm going to buy another dice.
Okay.
And I get to reroll.
Right. Okay. You want to re-roll the complication?
Yes.
And the ship does still exist. Complication range 3.
I'll roll for the ship.
Okay. So there's 3. And then just need the ship.
Sensors engineering. Whew.
Okay. No whammies.
Because he probably would have brought up the big shooty one.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I made him waste a bunch of threat for that.
Yep.
That was
So
risky.
there is a disabled one of the Takea party drones, or were you aiming for one of the fighty drones?
Oh, one of the take it party ones.
Okay. Yep. That's what you got.
Because if something goes wrong while we're investigating it, it has the least likelihood to fuck over the entire ship.
No, I can unplug
Yeah.
them.
Gonna fuck around in engineering.
Okay. So we're gonna change scenes and go to sick bay. Whoops. I'm trying to drag the whole thing around. That doesn't work well.
I get to go see if I accidentally kill Osborne or Griswold.
Okay.
Oh god.
Wow, we haven't been in here for a while.
Yeah, the last time that we were in here was just after we got the Vulcans back aboard.
Okay, so we have Osborne there, and then we'll do the commander on the. Well, Osborne, I'd already told you was badly hurt since you.
Osborne's pretty. I know Osborne's bad.
Yep. So we'll put him on the stretcher.
I'm still gonna do a cursory scan on Griswold to see if he is as bad or worse.
Okay. Do you want to try and do a first aid? Or are
Right
you
now-
actually
Now I'm
you're
just trying to determine if I have to worry about Osborne first or Griswold.
they're both pretty bad, equally badly off.
Okay, and privileges of rank. Griswold gets first crack.
Okay, so you have this is going to be control medicine difficulty 2, but I'm going to raise the difficulty to 3 because although the suit was not breached, the heat of the disruptor did actually melt parts of the suit's materials into the wounds and the flesh of the commander, so it's a little bit more difficult to bring him back.
Yeah, it's a bit messy in there.
So control medicine difficulty 3. Remember, you are in sick bay, so you can use your chief medical officer's superpower to use medical team to give you a advantage of some sort. You can also bring in secondary characters to assist you with any rolls.
I'm going to have Hellstrom assist me.
Okay. If someone would please play Dr. Hellstrom.
The operating table, so we just switch Osborne and Griswold around.
Okay.
Okay.
I need to change. So got the planet music going.
I'm going to give a threat for another die, so bold medicine is active. I believe emergency medicine is quite what we're doing right now, so surgery would be the focus.
Sure.
Okay. Roll.
Okay. Somebody got Hellstrom.
I guess I'll take him.
Okay. Assisting with control medicine. Okay, so that looks like a grand total of 3 momentum gained. Yeah, you managed to work your surgical wonders and heal up the commander.
Okay, now on to the other one.
All right. It's just going to be control medicine difficulty 2.
Same deal.
Okay.
Surgery as a focus and giving a threat.
All right. Hellstrom want to assist? Okay, so it looks like you gained 3 momentum, so you've got 1 float.
I am the best medical officer.
So, yes, your patients are going to be fine. Probably best that they should rest for a bit.
Yeah, structure damage is no joke.
All right, so we will go back to the bridge for a moment. Olos, are you on the bridge or are you elsewhere? Olos, are you on the bridge or are you elsewhere?
I want to be elsewhere. I want to be somewhere taking a look at that robot.
Okie dokie. Merrick is there. Mandy. Is the captain back?
Thank you.
I am taking that as a no. Captain, you here?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, okay, the captain has left Merrick as the officer of the deck. Merrick, you have the con.
Okay.
Get to sit in the big chair.
So the away team has been successfully beamed up. You know that 2 people went immediately into sick bay. You are still in a polar orbit over the planet.
Lieutenant Namdi, can we get a scan of the any vessels in the area and the status of the shuttle pod?
All right, somebody grab Nandi and give me control science, assisted by the ship's sensors science, difficulty 1.
Control science. So that. Sensor operations as a focus.
Yep. Ship does not get to assist since you did not roll any successes. You are welcome to role play out however you want to explain that one.
The composition of the atmosphere is interfering with my scans. I can't get an accurate reading.
continue trying, Lieutenant.
Very well.
I'll let you try that roll again.
Okay. Let's go with the momentum spend this time. Gonna get a third die.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So you gain 2 momentum, so you've got 1 float. Okay, Cat, I need to type.
Cat, got your hands?
Cat wandering over the keyboard.
I was gonna make a cat got your tongue joke, but I realized it wouldn't work with
Cat's got
typing.
the cat is playing keyboard now.
Yeah, she is. Jesus.
Keyboard cat.
Horrible. Why do you punish me with these horrible jokes?
Oh, you think there are games with far worse people than me in it.
I don't doubt it.
Uh-huh.
I just wish to never
I
experience
played
it.
2 games a week with them.
Oh.
If it wasn't him, it would be me.
Fine.
There you go.
There are no ships within range, but the shuttle has been assembled, and it appears that parts of it are being taken below the planet's surface by a large number of robotic signatures.
Are you able to track where they're taking the pieces to their exact location?
Might be more difficult, seeing as they are transporting them under the surface.
You have 1 floating momentum. Would you like to spend that to answer that question?
Yes. I cannot accurately say where they are going. I can't tell you what entrances they are using to reach their destination.
Very well, Lieutenant. Let's keep an eye on it.
And in very short order, the shuttles, the disassembled parts of the shuttles as well as the disabled constructs are all taken beneath the planet's surface, and it is pretty much as if nothing was ever there in that spot.
Gonna forward all relative data to the captain, what had transpired, and request a status update from sickbay on the conditions of Osborne
And he sends back that they have successfully performed surgery on both of them, and they will be recovered within the next day or 2.
They are both conscious.
doesn't really change the way he would report it, though.
Right. Just say no.
Yeah.
Because Star
They're
Trek
both
medicine is
conscious.
magic.
But they're still gonna take it. He still wants them under observation for a day or two because disruptor weapons are no joke, and he doesn't really. And he knows firsthand that disruptors are very bad.
Hey, better safe than sorry as well.
Yeah. He's just in his office at the moment typing up a report on what happened to them.
All right.
There's not a whole lot for me to do, even though I'm running the bridge. Though I have
Fair
ideas,
enough.
I can't do them because they're out of character. So
Okay.
I'm pretty much waiting for orders.
Looks like Olos is BRB'd. He would be the next person I would go to, since he's got a droid or construct to play with. So we will shift for the moment to back to the sick bay. Kritzwald and Osborne, you are both conscious, groggy, healed up. You're not in the best of shape, but you're, you are conscious and just feeling kind of like beat up more than anything else.
Well, I'm alive at least. Too bad I can't get my hands on some vodka. That'd be getting lovely.
I think I'm just gonna settle for some bed rest. Ow. Just ow.
I think you got some nerve damage. That is not going to be fine.
Well, I've had worse.
I believe it. I'm just glad I didn't tear my arm clean off.
Well, seems like you two are better spirits.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. We're just alive enough to bitch about it.
Right. I would say that you are both under observation for the next day or two due to the nature of disruptor fire.
I don't blame you. They're nothing to joke about.
So in particular, Captain, I'm not going to be able to clear hand all that well for the next day at least.
Oh, don't worry. I have another one.
Right.
All right.
Just
So-
like insert like nervous laughter.
Right. So Olos is back. What did you want to do?
With these things, I want to figure out
What makes them
if
tick?
there is a way to disable them through a signal or an EMP or something like that.
So like
Okay.
remotely just tell them to shut off, basically.
Yeah. I'm
They're-
banking on the fact that they don't seem to be intelligent. They're just programmed for specific tasks.
Right.
I don't know if there's a way just to interrupt that rudimentary programming.
Let's see.
Or if they just have a good weakness that's exploitable.
Okay. So what we will do is odd that science labs don't really have some sort of containment facility built into them, but what are you going to do? Okay, Olos, so you're in one of the engineering labs here with the drone. You can, if you want to, call one of your engineering crew to assist or a science officer to assist if you need or want. So you're trying to figure out how these things are controlled and if you can block that signal somehow.
Yes.
Okay, so this is going to be, let's do a control engineering difficulty 3. Actually, I think I would rather make this a quick extended task. So let's do control engineering. You'll be assisted by the ship's computers engineering. We'll start difficulty 3, magnitude 3, work 20, resistance 3.
Engineering.
And again, you can activate one of your engineering characters. Oh, and by the way, at this point, the ship has 2 of its supporting characters have been activated.
Yeah, I want to bring in one of them.
Okay, so you can bring Agrapos, who is already activated, or you can grab Moros for engineering. Science, since Namdi is on the bridge, you do have Ensign Lee available if you want. Or also, you know that Lieutenant Merrick has high engineering capabilities, but she is also currently in command of this bridge.
Yeah. I will take Morrows on this one.
Okay. If somebody wants to grab the ensign,
I'll do it.
okay.
And ensign. Which ensign is this?
Morrow's under
Morrow.
engineering. I believe he's been activated before, so you can upgrade him. Just note it on the back of the sheet.
Okay. Activated. 5, 24, 20, second. So this time he gets something. I don't know if we want to give that to him now.
You certainly
Or do we-
can, or you can wait. Either way, it's up to you guys.
What do you guys think?
Doesn't bother me.
I think it might be a good idea to up his science.
Okay.
Because he seems a little science weak for an engineer that dabbles in things like warp field dynamics.
Okay.
So, and I'll note it down on the back of his sheet.
Cool. So, okay, the task is difficulty 3, magnitude 3, work 20, resistance 3, control
Okay,
engineering with computers engineering. So, Olos, you need to give me control engineering diff 3.
We've got momentum.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so, and then Morrow's assists.
Yep. Whew.
Okay, and then the ship with computers engineering.
Someone want to roll for the ship?
Yeah, let me. Peter's engineering.
Yep. The ship always has a focus.
That was 1, right?
Yep. So looks like you're gaining 2. You got 2 momentum floating. Roll me 7 challenge dice, Olos. Okay. There's 7, so right now you're doing 4 work. You've got 2 float.
And I re-roll those 2.
Yep, spend 1 to re-roll 2, so you've got 1 float.
I reroll 2 challenge dice.
Correct.
Oh, fuck myself.
So that is 5 work, which is 1 breakthrough. So it brings it down to diff 2, magnitude 2, work 15, and resistance 3. I am going to spend 2 threat to keep the difficulty at 3. So another difficulty 3. All right. Moros.
Am I rolling again? Hang on. There you go.
The ship again.
Yep, and the ship. Ooh.
Well, we
You want-
can crush that.
Spend the momentum to crush it.
All right. So spin 2 momentum. Roll 7 challenge dice. Wow, nice. Another 5. So now you're down to base difficulty 1, magnitude 1, work 10, resistance 3. I'm going to spend 2 momentum to make that, to keep the difficulty at 2.
I'm going again with that.
Okay.
It's missing 1 Moro's assist.
Yep. Moros, are you going to assist?
Da-da-da.
All right. So that is another 5 work, which completes. Yep. Completes the task. And I have already sent you the relevant information.
Receiving instructions through a quantum entanglement communications array from an outside source. So they're all connected to one central some sort.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, back on the bridge. Namdi suddenly looks down at her console and presses buttons. Lieutenant, we're being scanned from the planetoid surface.
Origin?
It's an incredibly powerful beam. I'll try and backtrack its source. So Namdi needs to get me, or somebody needs to give me control science difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's sensors science.
Well, since I'm in the mid bay, I wouldn't exactly be able to do that, so I'm
Right.
out.
It would be Nandi then.
Yeah.
Roll science, sensors as a focus. What was the difficulty?
3. Oh
Okay.
yeah, and actually Namdi's rolled 2, so that's actually 3 crew support used today. Morrow's is not there.
Going to spend the momentum for a third die.
Okay. And then ship sensor science. Yeah, you can roleplay that out, Namdi telling Merrick. She was trying to backtrack and find the exact source of the scanning beam.
I'm assuming I didn't find it.
Right.
I can't pinpoint the location that it's coming from, unfortunately. There's still too much interference.
Let's move on the side of caution. Mr. Ellis, power up our deflector shields and daily move us into higher orbit. Notify the captain. Let's move to condition yellow.
And CPO Ellison says, Captain, Lieutenant, we've been caught by some sort of tractor beam from the planet's surface.
Shit.
Ooh.
Raise
I
deflector
just
shields.
kinda wanna kill us.
You want to raise deflector shields or polarize the hull plating or both?
Let's go with both.
All right in. So raising the shields. Costs 1 power, and you gave 5 points of shields.
Okay.
And how much power drain can a reactor actively support?
You've got improved power systems. I'm sorry, the secondary warp reactor. So you've got a maximum of 12 power.
Not bad.
Okay.
Incidentally,
Alert has been raised.
yeah. Incidentally, try to shake the tractor beam loose.
All right. So that's an opposed.
It's just where their strength is. Tractor
Yeah,
beam
but
strength
you
is
roll. You get to roll what con?
It should be just con plus.
Control con or daring con versus, and then what? Engines con.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make this daring con difficulty 6. Assisted by the ship's engines con. Somebody will need to roll that for daily.
Anyone would like to roll for her?
Rolling or the con.
Yep, control
Daring?
con, daring con difficulty 6, assisted by the ship's engines con.
She has. Well, it's difficulty 6, man. You're not going to make it just by rolling 2 dice.
I have to spend a lot in order to.
And she's fully developed. She probably has a value if you want to spend her determination. I think she's a fully developed, yep, NPC. So she's got talents, she's got values. So I will let you. Yeah. It's no good, Lieutenant. I can't break away. Who has Namdi?
I do.
Who's that? I'm not on.
Harrison.
Harrison. Okay. And there you are.
Tractor beam is pulling us towards the planetoid, Lieutenant.
Are you in striking distance of the... Can you get a target lock on the tractor beam? On its origin.
All right. If somebody wants to take Ellison.
Somebody who's not doing something at the moment.
Okay, you said Allison?
Yeah, Ellison. Kirby Ellison under security. He's at the tactical console right
Kirby
now.
Allison. What's the role for him?
Okay, he is going to be using... he's trying to pinpoint a target. So, yeah, let's do...
What range are we at?
You're in orbit, so I mean, as far as depending if you can find the target, you're probably at. That's weird to do on a planet. Say roughly 22 miles up, so probably just in the medium range-ish, we'll say.
So it's nothing to sneeze at distance-wise, though it isn't knife fighting range.
Right. So give me to see if you can lock on a control security difficulty 4.
Okay, I'm assuming standard 2 dice.
You might want to spend a little more since it's a diff 4.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
let me check
well-
on something. Kirby has not been activated before, so you can't add anything to him. Well, no, he has been activated before. He does have bold security, so we forgot to note down his previous
Spend
2
some threat to
activations.
get that reroll.
So, but since this will be his 3rd activation, you can also give him. You can give him a focus. You can give him a value, so he could have determination. You can give him another talent.
Well, I am going to, let's see, boost up to 4 dice. That would be 3 points of momentum, since this
He has
is...
bold security, so
It's
you
bold,
want to
you
give him
need
a threat.
threat.
Give
Yeah,
him-
if you spend at least 1 threat, he gets a reroll. So you can give me 2 momentum.
Yeah,
and
I'm
1
going to
threat.
give you Yeah, I'm going to give you a threat as well.
Okay.
And then let's go.
Roll that comp.
Okay.
You roll 1 dice.
Well,
Okay.
got rid of the complication at least.
Yep. So got rid of the complication, and so that was a success. Yes, you can get a target, so you can.
Captain, I got a lock on it.
Fire cannons.
All right. So control security difficulty 2.
Okay, so roll with him again.
Assisted by weapons security.
So I hate to bring this up, but the phase cannons are close range.
Sorry, difficulty 3 then.
Difficulty 3. We got, since this is a pretty precarious situation, permission to spend the last momentum point we currently have.
No,
And
give him
also,
a threat.
yeah, I'm gonna give you a threat.
Okay.
You have to give him 2 threat if
You
you're
have to give him
rolling
2 for more die. Spend the
Yeah,
momentum.
2 then. Okay, how many more die does that give?
You should be rolling a total of 4 dice. If you're
Okay.
if you're spending 3 things. I am going to spend 2 of those momentum immediately to up your difficulty by 1, making it a difficulty 4 roll.
Well, if I'm spending that last momentum, that's gonna chuck it up to 3 dice.
You're rolling 4.
You're rolling
you still
4
roll
dice.
4. He's spending the threat you just gave him to increase the difficulty. You misspoke, Haggard. He said momentum threat.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I do that all the time.
Yeah. I think you got a pretty damn good shot off.
Okay. So roll the ship's phase cannons.
Okay, that
I got
would
it.
be... Hopefully, at the very least, I sent the message of "fuck off."
Roll. We have versatile, so versatile into piercing.
Okay. Fair enough.
So it's like 7, 9 total.
Right. And Daly says, "We're free."
Daily, get us out of here.
All right. Somebody want to roll Daly? Decide if are you warping out or
Probably going to extreme range. So
impulse?
impulse would put us in long. It would have to be a warp.
Okay.
Which would cost us, for what, medium range of the planet? So... Actually, no, we can do it with Impulse. Impulse will be fine. It just costs 1 power.
Whichever way you want to do it.
It would just fall Impulse. I don't know what
Okay,
the captain wants to do, so... I'm just getting this to try a safe range.
Right. So yeah, that would get you to extreme range of the planet. It would cost you 1 power.
Okay, yeah. Power spent.
Okay.
I don't know what the roll is.
My wife just brought me a Oreo Blizzard.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure, if I'm correct, that Dairy Queen has a deal on today.
I have no idea. She would know for sure.
Well, I'm saying pretty sure.
Deal or not, I got an Oreo Blizzard.
Nom, nom, nom.
Okay. So you've taken the ship out of range. Those of you in sickbay and wherever else you are on the ship, you were aware of some sort of the ship being kind of tossed
Tugged one
about a
way
bit.
and then go flying the other way.
Tossed about a bit. You heard the red alert sirens throughout the ship. Thus far, none of you know exactly what's going on.
You know, something's going on. What?
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Meanwhile, on the
I do
bridge,
wish I had
okay.
my office to check for any injury reports.
There are some minor, nothing big. So you've moved to extreme range, Merrick.
Yeah.
Right. What do you want to do now?
Go see. So damage report says it's minor. Nothing.
Yep. Minor damage to some secondary and tertiary systems. Nothing that will be any problem to get back up and running quickly. You're still running with shields up and the hull polarized.
So great, the ship is in one piece. That's at least something.
Ensign, let's keep a. Let's give a wide berth to the planet. It's going to make our study of it more difficult.
No worries, Lieutenant.
Hopefully, Commander also can come up with something with. I presume I know about the droid being beamed up. Lieutenant Nanvi, you have the bridge. I'm going to report my findings to the captain and what has transpired. But yeah, that's all I got right now.
Looks like the captain may still be AFK.
Well, shit.
Everybody of rank higher than lieutenant is elsewhere in the ship. And the next in the chain is currently confined to bed rest and not allowed to leave sickbay.
This is what happens when you play a lieutenant. You have no
They're
real
all
official
taking a
capacity.
shit. I'm just gonna say, I'm just mentioning in universe right now, all the commanding staff are currently indisposed thanks to diarrhea.
So you ping at the captain's ready room, but there's no answer.
She pages the intercom. Captain, are you there?
No answer.
Does she have the authority to open the door? That's the real question. Check on the captain.
Well, she thinks there might be an injured member of the crew in there.
You know what? She's just gonna open the door.
Worst comes to worst, you can pay.
It's easier to ask for forgiveness than for permission.
Medical emergency.
So yeah, when you get in there, you see the captain lying unconscious on the floor. It looks like he hit his head on something during the last, the tractor beam incident, probably.
Captain's ready room to sick bay. Need an emergency medical team up here.
Harrison here. I'm on my way. And I head to the bridge.
Mm-hmm. So yep, you're there.
Oh,
Captain's on the floor with a head injury of some sort, definitely bleeding.
Boo!
You're unconscious.
Are you here?
It makes sense. I literally just got back. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, first aid.
Yeah.
First aid will be control medicine difficulty. Where is it? Difficulty 2. Daring medicine difficulty 2.
Daring medicine. I'm going to give you a threat.
Thank you.
Another die and emergency medicine as a focus.
Yes.
And re-roll 1.
Excellent.
There we go.
Gain 1 momentum, and the captain comes around. He's a little groggy, no concussion. It's a head wound, so it bled like nobody's business, but looked a lot worse than it was. Captain, you come to with a pounding headache that goes away as soon as the doctor puts a hypo spray against your neck, and you see the doctor and a very worried-looking Lieutenant Merrick kind of kneeling over you.
What happened?
A nasty fall, Captain.
And I'll try to get to a chair.
Harrison assists him.
So what was it?
I was in sickbay. Lieutenant, do you know what happened?
The planet engaged a tractor beam. I ordered the raise of our deflector shields and the polarization of a hull. We had to take. I ordered then we couldn't pull away from the tractor beam, so I ordered Ellison to fire upon the location after we got a target lock on it, and we managed to pull away or get away freely. And we're currently in a very elongated orbit of the planet, safe from tractor beam range currently.
Life forms technology?
It appears that the way team encountered some sort of drone-like robotic creatures. They completely dismantled the shuttle pod and had to beam up. Currently, the first officer and the chief of security is currently in sick bay. I'll have the doctor give you the full report on that. But I believe Commander Olis managed to beam one of the disabled drones and is currently studied in the lab.
Very good. Good job, Lieutenant. Thank you, Commander.
As
you
to
said-
the condition of the XO and the armory officer, they were hit by disruptor fire and currently recovering from the nerve damage that would ensue from that.
Are they going to recover?
They should be fine the next day or two.
Very good. Good work, Commander. And he'll try to shake the cobwebs out.
Yeah, I mean, you're like I said, it was enough to knock you out, but no concussion. Doctors got you patched up pretty quickly, so you're up and running.
All right, Lieutenant, you got the bridge. I'm gonna go pay a visit to Commander Oslo. Keep me informed of the commander and the chief's condition, Doctor.
Very well.
All right.
I'm going to return to sickbay.
And I will head to the lab.
Okie dokie.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There it is. I will walk into the lab. Commander, you have something?
Captain, made a little bit of progress on figuring out how these things are programmed, how they communicate with each other. These findings to Merrick or science officer and figure out if there's a way that we may be able to interrupt their communication.
Are these sentient life forms, or are they
Oh,
programmed?
these are fairly limited but pretty advanced construct. Someone built them, but I can't tell who. And honestly, with the status of that, they're even there. These things are fully capable of operating on their own. They're all linked to a central signal. I have mine.
And you're not detecting any higher thought patterns, any consciousness with.
No, they're very singular-minded, focused on a single task. Even if this robot were to have a task and you interfered with it physically, it wouldn't resist against you. It would only operate around complete the task.
Did these things fire upon our crewmates?
These ones specifically did not, though there is a sort of battle-oriented version of these drones. It looks like they're highly specialized to perform, again, a singular task, like a drone. Honestly, surprised if they don't have ones that are for other tasks we haven't seen them do.
So these were acting as like defense drones. Whose sole mission were to defend their other group or protect the planet.
Ones that were armed appeared and fired immediately upon us, though I don't know if it was from a signal of distress or if their programming is simply to eliminate perceived threats, whereas these are programmed only to disassemble and collect technology. They appear to operate relatively independently. While we were there, the first few were easy to deal with, though kept arriving, either from detection of us or from a signal from the others. I don't know which.
Well, figure out all you can about this. If they are controlled with some type of signal, try to find the frequency. Maybe we could learn more about it.
Least, if we could interrupt it, I think they would just stop functioning.
I would like to know more about what we're dealing with before I make any decision on terminating the signal permanent. We don't exactly know what we're dealing with yet.
Exactly. We also need to pinpoint where the signal itself is from and be able to take it out at the source.
My thoughts exactly. If not take it out, maybe make contact and see what exactly is going on. I don't want to rule out sentience yet. There could be a larger hive mind at play here. But keep me informed. I'll try to get Lieutenant Merrick working on trying to find a signal or the source of a signal, if there is one to find.
Aye, sir.
Good work, Commander.
All right, Captain, where are you headed next?
So first thing I'm going to head is to the comm panel.
Okay.
To inform Lieutenant Merrick to start trying to find this signal. Because I'm assuming we did not find one, correct?
Merrick, you're being hailed.
Bridge here.
Lieutenant Merrick, if you would be so kind as to start scanning the planet, trying to find any forms of communication between these drones, trying to pinpoint its source of origin, and if it's there, try to maybe tap into it.
GM, because I did like an earlier search for communication frequencies.
Right.
I didn't find anything, right?
Just that low-level background thing. You know, you didn't run anything while the constructs were on the surface. So, I mean, you do have like where they carried the shuttle down, where that entrance was. But yeah, you're not picking up anything beyond the background radiation now that you've been scanned. There's no more communications to pick up. Yeah.
Quantum entanglement, and we actually have the robot itself that's picking up the signal.
Yeah. Well, and its power source is unplugged, so it's
This will be a team effort.
Captain, I already looked for scans earlier in terms for known frequencies and was not able to find any, but I will double check my work.
Yes, thank you, Lieutenant. And Commander Oslo here might have some other information, maybe something you might be able to track down if his work's on the Shuram goes according to plan. He'll be in touch with you directly.
Yes, sir.
Namdi, give me a control science difficulty 1 assisted by the ship's sensor science.
Ow. For my foot. Science, sensor operations as a focus.
So gain 2 momentum. Ah, wrong button.
The planetoid is accelerating. Or not, it is. I don't understand how it would be able to do so, but it is. It's accelerating.
Accelerating towards us?
Momentum spend to get that answer.
No, I'll give that one to you for freebie.
It's accelerating towards the stellar cluster.
What's in the stellar cluster?
That's where you were headed to investigate, because long range, 7 stars very unusually close together, and long range scans had picked up electromagnetic radiation that might possibly be broadcast communications of some sort.
So advanced life, potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
Captain to the bridge.
On my way, Lieutenant. And I will detour from sickbay to the bridge.
All right.
Report.
Captain, it appears that the plan is accelerating towards the cluster.
Accelerating?
Yes.
Are we able to detect a propulsion source?
That's going to be control science difficulty 2 assisted by sensor science.
For operations as a focus, and to roll.
And then the ship's sensor science. All right, gained 1 momentum.
Information. Appears to be using some form of gravity warping drive.
Huh.
Can't explain how it's doing it though.
So the fact that it's accelerating does tell me there might be some type of sentience associated with whether directly controlling it or at least a sophisticated program.
Captain, due to the nature of the signatures coming from that cluster, there could be advanced forms of life. Given what that planet did to our shuttlecraft and almost did to us.
Well, it is our mission to try to survey this sector. Helm, back us off a little bit, but still maintain scanning range. We'll go ahead and follow it where it goes.
Aye, sir. Increasing speed to match. 0.25 impulse. Captain, says Daly, at this speed, it will take the object roughly 3 years to reach the stellar cluster.
Okay, I thought they were in warp. My mistake.
No, they're still moving at relativistic speeds. They're just using their warping gravity to move, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Instead of using impulse thrusters or whatever, they're
Right.
effectively
Yep.
just.
Yep. Okay, so in that case, Lieutenant Namdi, can you triangulate where they are heading?
They're headed towards the cluster.
So
Would you like
really,
me to find a more accurate location of where they are intending to go?
yes. Are they heading toward a system?
So that role,
planet, maybe.
That role will be Reason Con, assisted by the ship's computers Con.
The momentum spent to get a third die.
Nice.
And then the ship assist. Okay. So you make it. I have that formation. There you go, Namdi.
On its present course, it will head through a Goldilocks zone of potentially inhabited star systems ahead.
Good to relay the coordinates to Khan.
Yeah, it'll pass through the Goldilocks zone of 3 of the systems ahead if it maintains its course.
Yeah. Go ahead and relay the coordinates to Khan. We'll go ahead and head to the closest one.
She does so.
All right. Daly says, course laid in, Captain.
Do it.
And she warps. Let's see. Warps you out.
Do it.
You.
And it's slightly early, but since we are where we are,
Yeah, it would be
go
a
ahead.
really nice spot to basically
Yeah.
go. Cut.
and so we will to be continued until next time.
What's
So
up?
this is